Hare Krishna. I welcome all the devotees for today's session. Today we will discuss the beautiful prayers of Vrtrasura. Srimad Bhagavatam contains so many wonderful prayers by Kunti Maharani, Dhruva Maharaj, Bhishma Dev, and Prahlad Maharaj, and the prayers of personified Vedas, and Devaki, and Vasudev, Prithu Maharaj, and so many such wonderful personalities, including Lord Shiva, also offered prayers to the Supreme Lord Krishna. However, Vritrasura's prayers are especially glorified, although there are only four prayers. The speciality of Vritrasura's prayers is that Vritrasura offers his prayers on the battlefield. So, right in the middle of the fight, he offers these prayers. So, Vritrasura was in a demon's body. Yes, Prahalad was also born in a demonic dynasty, and even Bali Maharaj was born in a demonic dynasty. But when they glorified the Lord, they were standing in front of the Lord, right in front of the Lord. Prahlad was standing right in front of Narasimhadev, and Bali Maharaj was standing right in front of Vamardev. Whatever they spoke in front of the Lord was heartfelt expressions. But in Vrtrasura's case, Vrtrasura was fighting on the battlefield with Devatas, especially with Indra. And in the middle of the battlefield, in the middle of the fight, during the fight, he offered prayers. Only four prayers, very heartfelt prayers. I think many of you must be knowing the storyline. I'm not going to elaborate on the storyline. I'll directly get into the prayers. There are four prayers. In the next 1 hour, let's meditate on these prayers. So Vritrasura was fighting with Indra, but at one point Indra was hesitating to fight. Indra was not releasing his thunderbolt. And Vrtrasura was inspiring, you fight, because the thunderbolt weapon or the Vajrayudha in your hands is empowered by Dadhichi Muni's austerities. And also, Lord Vishnu blessed it. The Lord Vishnu predicted that this Vajrayudha has the ability to kill Vrtrasura. So you should release the thunderbolt. Here, Vrtrasura is standing in the battlefield fighting against Indra and inspiring and instructing Indra to kill him, to kill Vrtrasura. It's very inconceivable because Vrtrasura is uh, very much aligned with the will of the Lord. If the Lord has ordained, if the Lord has decided that I must be killed in the hands of Indra, let me be killed. That was his mood. That was his consciousness. Right. The only ecstasy in Vrtrasura's life is to be killed by the thunderbolt Vajrayudha in the hands of Indra. So he's inspiring him. But Indra was not releasing thunderbolt. So Vrtrasura thought, I'm not supposed to waste time with this Indra. Let me offer prayers to the Lord. Then he offered these prayers. Now, let us see Vritrasura's first prayer. Aham hare tava padaikamula dasanudaso bhavitasmi bhuyah manah smareta supater gunamste grinitava karma karotu kayah. In this shloka, the first prayer of Vrtrasura, Vrtrasura is expressing his desire to become a servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. Being a servant of the Lord is our constitutional position. As Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita and many other scriptures say, we are all servants of the Lord. Jivera Swarupa Krishnera Nitya Das. We are all eternal servants of Lord Krishna. And Mahaprabhu also says in the middle of Ratha Yatra, Na ham vipro na cha narapatir na pi vaishyo na shudro na ham varani na cha grihapatir no vanastho yatirva kintu prodyan nikhila paramananda purna mritabdher gopi bhartuh padakamalyor dasa dasa anudasaha. I am not a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra. I am not a Brahmachari or Grihasthar, Vanaprasthar, Sannyasi. I am the servant of 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 the master of the gopis of Vrindavan. Right? That is the constitutional position. And here, Vritrasura is aspiring for that position, aspiring for that privilege of rendering service to the Lord. He says, Aham means me. Hare, O Lord Hari. Tava padaika mula means your lotus feet. Pada refers to the lotus feet of the Lord. Padaika mula dasanudaso bhavitasmi bhuyah. O Lord Hari, I just want to be the servant, dasana, not even servant, servant of the servant, servant of the servant of the servant of your devotees. Dasanu daso bhavitasmi bhuyaha. Bhavitasmi, let me become your servant. Bhuyaha means let it happen. And manaha smareta, in my mind, let me do smaran. In my mind, let me let me meditate on your lotus feet. Let me meditate on your pastimes. Let me meditate on your nama, rupa, guna, lila. So, manaha smareta, and your ashupatir. Ashupatir refers to, ashu means life. Pati means master or the Lord. Oh Lord, you are the Lord of my life. You are the master of my life. Within my mind, let me always meditate on you. Manaha smareta ashupatir gunamste. Uh, and also, let me glorify your wonderful qualities. Grinita, let me accept your wonderful qualities and service. Grinita, vak means with my words. Karma karotu kayaha. Kaya means body. Kaya refers to body, and vak refers to speech or words. Mana refers to mind. So he says, with my body, mind, and words, let me always glorify you. Let me meditate on you. Let me render service to you in the mood of a servant of the servant of the servant of your servants. This is the prayer of a pure devotee. Even Kulashekar Alvar says, Tad bhritya bhritya paricharaka bhritya bhritya bhrityasya bhritya itimam smara lokanatha. Means, O Lord, please consider me as the servant of 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 your servants. 7 times Kulashekar Alvar uses. So, our original, eternal, constitutional position, spiritual identity is to be servants of the Lord. But because of association with the material nature, many conditioned souls in this world have forgotten that identity. The whole process of Bhakti Yoga is to remind ourselves of that identity and act according to that identity as a servant of the Lord. That is the greatest ecstasy of life. So Vrtrasur uh, is aspiring for that. Sometimes, because of being too engrossed in the material activities, being too immersed in sense gratificatory activities and goals, a conditioned soul may even forget one's original identity and may not even aspire to regain one's original identity because they're too caught up in these temporary things, like just like children are there. They're too much caught up in play. Even if they're hungry, they don't feel like eating food. They want to continue to play one more game, one more game, one more game. Or sometimes people may watch some video on the YouTube or on some phone. They are just watching, and they are so engrossed in seeing that they may not be able to uh, remember that they have to eat food or they have to do some work, they have to go to school, they have to go to college, and they have to go for some very very important activity. Because they're too much engrossed in some illusory material enjoyment, they forget their actual designation and forget their work. Similarly, Maya has the power to completely overpower us and make us forgetful of our original identities. And we don't even aspire to come to the original identity. Even if somebody realizes that, or even if somebody is informed that you are a servant of Krishna, you are not a controller or master or proprietor or doer in this material world, you are a servant of Krishna. And people don't accept. But say some people accept it. Even if some people accept these words, the scriptural statements and the teachings of Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, still they may not be able to act according to this identity. Therefore, we need regular reminders of our original constitutional position. Sometimes remembering such prayers of Vrtrasura and many other exalted souls will remind us that we need to aspire for that position. I forgot. I know it. Now that I know, by reading scriptures, I know that I am servant of the Lord, but I am not acting like a servant. I am not even thinking of acting like a servant. I am still continuing to act like a master. This mood is called Ishamani syndrome. It's a disease called Ishamani. In Bhagavatam's language, in the 10th canto of Bhagavatam, the 24th chapter says, this disease of the conditioned soul is called Ishamani syndrome. Means Isha means controller. Ishamani means to consider oneself controller. This is a syndrome. This is a deadly disease, right? So to come out of this disease, we need to hear Krishna Katha. while I am discussing Vritrasura's prayers, I remember another prayer offered by another nice devotee, which is Prithu Maharaj in the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Let's go from sixth canto to fourth canto for a moment. You know what Prithu Maharaj says? Sa उत्तमश्लोकमहन्मुखच्युतो भवत्पदाम्भोजसुधाकणानिल स्मृतिं पुनर्विस्मृततत्त्ववर्त्मनां कुयोगिनां नो वितरत्यलम्बरैः. The meaning of this shloka is when we hear Harikatha, Krishna Katha from bona fide sources, from great devotees, what happens is mm, that our remembrance of our original constitutional position is revived. We have forgotten. Someone has to remind us. Unless we regularly hear Krishna Katha, we cannot remember it, we cannot act on that platform. We have to remind ourselves. Smritim punar vismrta tattva vartmanam. The conditioned souls in this material world are called vismrta tattva vartmanam. They have forgotten their tattva and they are wandering in this world. Vismrta means they have forgotten. Tattva means their original position. Vartmana means they are living in this world. They are wandering in this world. For these souls who are wandering in this material world, forgetting their original, real, constitutional, eternal, spiritual identities, only hearing from bona fide sources will act as a reminder. Yes, Pritim Punar, they will again remember it and they will act on that platform. Even if we hear once, we'll forget. Therefore, we have to hear again, and again. That's why Bhagavatam says, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. On a regular basis, if we hear Krishna Katha, then we'll come to our original Krishna consciousness. So, Vatras is aspiring to become a dasanada, servant of the servant. Manahasmariyata ashupati argunamsti. Oh Lord. And the process of uh, now reviving that original identity or coming to this mood of being a servant of servant is to sincerely engage our mind, words, and body. Sorry. Engage our minds, words, and body in Krishna consciousness. How do you engage body in Krishna consciousness? By doing various services. Engage your hands in serving the Lord, engage your legs in going to his temple, engage your eyes in seeing the deity form of the Lord, engage your tongue in glorifying him and also in tasting his Krishna prasadam. Like that, you can use all your bodily senses in Krishna service. Engage your words in chanting the names of the Lord and glorifying Krishna's pastimes. Engage your mind in thinking about him. Savai manaha Krishna padaravindayor vachamsi vaikuntha gunanuvarnani. So in this way, sadhana bhakti means to engage deliberately, try to engage one's body, mind, and words in Krishna consciousness, Krishna conscious activities, Krishna seva. If you see, अतः श्रीकृष्ण नामादि न भवेद् ग्राह्यमिन्द्रियैः सेवोन्मुखे जिह्वादौ स्वयमेव स्फुरत्यदा. Ataha Sri Krishna Namadi, the names and pastimes and qualities and activities of Krishna cannot be understood by these material senses. But if we engage these material senses, our body, mind, and words in Krishna's service, Swayameva Spuratyada, the Lord Himself will reveal Himself. Right? He voluntarily reveals Himself to all of us, Swayameva Spuratyada, when we hear Krishna, when we engage our senses. So, Sevon Mukhe Jihvado, and that engagement in service of the Lord begins with tongue. Jihva means tongue. Sevon Mukhe Jihvado Swayameva Spuratyada. So, let us engage in service of the Lord, beginning with our tongue. So, that helps us come to the real consciousness. So, with this, let me go to the second prayer. There is no end to elaborating on this prayer. Essentially, this prayer says we need to become servant of the Lord by engaging our body, mind, and words in the Lord's service. That's the first prayer. Second prayer, our Vrtrasur clarifies what he doesn't want. He expressed his desire, what he wanted. In the first shloka, he said what he wanted. He wanted to become Dasanadas. He wanted to engage his body, mind, and words in Krishna's service. But in the second shloka, he expresses what he doesn't want. ननाकपृष्ठं न च पारमेष्ठ्यं न सार्वभौमं न रसाधिपत्यं न योगसिद्धिर् अपुनर्भवं वा samanjasatva virahaya kangshe. In this shloka, Vrtrasura rejects any kind of privileged situation or position in the entire creation. He doesn't want anything except that position of being a servant of the lotus feet of the Lord. He doesn't want any exalted position in the entire creation. He clarifies it in this beautiful shloka. He says, Nanaka Prishtam refers to a great position in the heavenly kingdom. He says, my dear Lord, na, I don't want any heavenly pleasures. Rejected. Swarga is rejected. Nacha parameshtyam. Parameshti means Brahma. Parameshti means the position of Brahma. So, Vritrasura rejected Brahma's position also. You may say, oh, you don't want Svargaloka or any the upper planets. Okay, you want the topmost planet of Satyaloka. So I don't want Satyaloka also. He rejected that also, right? So there are 14 planetary systems in this world, right? In the middle there is Bhumandala. This is Bhumi. And bottom, in the depths of the Bhumandala, there are 7 planetary systems, lower planets called Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Rasatal, Talatal, all that. And above there are 6 planetary systems, Bhavarloka, Swargaloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka. So in the first line, our Vritrasu rejected all these upper planets, the top planets, from Swargaloka, Bhurloka, Swargaloka, all the way to Brahmaloka, he rejected everything. If he rejected Svargaloka and Brahmaloka, definitely that means he rejected the whatever is in between also. Tapaloka, Janaloka, all of them are also rejected in one sense. Then third point, na sarva bhaumam. Now the Lord may ask, okay, you don't want Sargaloka, you want Brahmaloka, I don't want Brahmaloka also. Then you want earthly planet? Sometimes people may prefer, okay, instead of going to upper planets, let me just rule this earthly planet. This earth is filled with so many pleasures, so let me rule this Bhumandala completely. So Vritrasura says, no, na sarvabhaumam. Sarvabhauma refers to the rulership of the entire Bhumandala, earthly plane. He rejected that also. Means this plane also rejected. All these planes rejected. Then what is remaining? The lower planets. Atala, Vetala, Sutala, Rasatala, all this. You want Rasatala or any lower planets? No, Narasadhipatyam. I don't want Rasadhipatyam also. He rejected lower planets also. So all 14 planetary systems in the entire creation are rejected by Vritrasura in this prayer. Just in half of this prayer, he rejected all 14 planetary systems. I don't need. So this is the mood of a devotee. Any exalted position in this material creation is not exciting to a pure devotee. Now the Lord may ask, so you don't want any of the 14 planetary systems? That means you want some yoga siddhis. Yoga siddhis means mystic powers. There are some people who perform some mystic yoga and they attain some powers like Anima, Mahima, Laghima, Garima, Prapti, Ishitva. Means they attain powers like becoming smaller than the smallest, bigger than the biggest, heavier than the heaviest, lighter than the lightest. They can sit here and they can extend their hand and go to Kashmir and bring an apple. So they have such mystic powers. They can take bath in one river, they can dip themselves in one river and they will get up in another river. So like that, they have so many mystic powers. They can go anywhere in all the 14 planetary systems. So you want those mystic powers? So that you can go anywhere in all the planetary systems instead of sticking to one planet? He says, no, na yoga siddhir. My dear Lord, I don't want yoga siddhis also. Mystic powers, I don't want. Fine. What do you want? What is remaining now? He rejected any exalted position in all the 14 planetary systems. He rejected mystic powers also. What is remaining now? Liberation. You want liberation? Then Vrtrasura says, I don't want liberation also. I don't want liberation from the birth and death cycle. He clarified. Apunar bhavam va. Apunar bhavam means uh, like Punar bhavam. Bhavam means taking birth. Punar bhavam means again taking birth, rebirth. Apunar bhavam means not taking rebirth again, means liberated. So I don't want liberation from the cycle of birth and death also. He rejected liberation also. Samanjasatva, O Lord, you are a creator of so many opportunities. The Lord gives so many opportunities to all of us in various ways. Although you bestow so many opportunities to all of us to be in any exalted position, I don't want to uh, I don't want any material position in this entire material universe. Because, my dear Lord, you understand my condition? I am in deep separation from you. Samanja sattva virahaya kangshe. Oh Lord, I'm in viraha. I'm in complete separation from you. So, what mitigates my feeling of separation is reunion with you. All I want is to be reinstated in my original constitutional spiritual position as the servant of your lotus feet, as I have clarified in the previous shloka. That's what Vrtasur says. I don't want any exalted position or post in this entire material creation. All I want is just uh, to be a servant of your servant. Na kangshe. This kangshe word you can apply to all of them. Na kangshe anakaprishtam. Na kangshe parameshtim. Na kangshe sarvabhaumam. Na kangshe rasadhipatyam. Just like Arjuna says in the Bhagavad Gita. Na kangshe vijayam Krishna nacha rajyam sukhani cha. I don't want vijaya. I don't want victory. Rajyam. I don't want kingdom. Arjuna says, right? Similarly, Vrtasura is also saying, I don't want any exalted position in all the 14 planet systems. And this is a prayer which is also offered by the wives of Kaliya, Nagapatnis. And even I think Grantidev also offers this prayer. So actually, this is the prayer of all pure devotees. Prayer has two things, many things, but but from one perspective, prayer expresses what we want and what we don't want. If you see the prayer offered by Satyavrata Muni, Damodarashtakam, during Kartik month, we sing Damodarashtakam every day. You remember, you know that, right? In that he says, Satyavrata Muni says, "O Lord, I don't want moksha. Namokshe uh, Damodareha." He says, Varam Deva Moksham na Mokshavadhim va Nachanyam Vrineham Vareshadapiha Idam Teva Purnatha Gopala Balam Sada Me Manasya Virastam Kimanyai. Varam Deva, oh Lord, please give me some varam, some uh, some boon. Moksham na, I don't want moksham. In that varam, he doesn't include liberation. Moksha avadhimva. Moksha avadhi means the topmost position of moksha, liberation, which is going to Vaikuntha. I don't want that also. Nacha anyam. You want money, prestige, name, fame in this world. I don't want that also. Varam deva moksham na mokshavadhim va nachanyam vrineham vareshadapiha. Although you are Varesha, you are the master, you are the master of all bestowers of benedictions. Still, I don't want all this moksham and anakaprishtam, parameshtyam, all that. All I want is idam te vapurnatha gopala balam. May this beautiful form of Bal Gopal be manifest in my heart forever. That is his prayer. So this is the prayer of many pure devotees. They don't want us, they don't want anything in this entire creation. All they want is service to the Lord. So next shloka, third shloka. Ajatapaksha iva mataram khagaha stanyam yatha vatsataraः क्षुधार्ताः प्रियं प्रियेव व्युषितं विषण्ण मनोरविन्दाक्षदिदृक्षते त्वाम्. Ajat, here in this shloka, Vritrasur gives three examples. He says, Ajata Paksha Ivamataram Khagaha. Sometimes when great devotees express their feelings, express their emotions, they give some analogies, examples, anecdotes, comparisons with other phenomena in this world. For example, they glorify the Lord. They glorify the Lord's lotus feet, Lord's feet, by comparing the feet with lotuses. O Lord, who has lotus-like feet, lotus-like lips. You know that popular shloka by Kunti Maharani. What does she say? She says, Namaha Pankaja Nabhaya, Namaha Pankaja Malini, Namaha Pankaja Netraya, Namaste Pankajangre. So that is a comparison given mm, uh, to glorify the beauty of the Lord. But sometimes the devotee compares oneself with something else also, right? So that's what we are seeing here. Uh, Vrtrasur says, Ajata Paksha Ivamataram Khagaha. Now, first comparison, please remember them. Very, very sweet examples. Paksha, Ajata Paksha means birds, baby birds that have not yet developed wings. Paksha means wing. Jata means development or birth. Ajata Paksha means their wings are not yet born. Means their wings do not have the capacity to fly yet. Khaga. Khaga refers to the birds. Ajata Paksha iva mataram khagaha. Mata refers to the mother bird. And the Sajata Paksha refers to the baby birds. Khaga Ajata Paksha. When baby birds that have not yet developed wings are dependent on their mother bird for their maintenance. They cannot search for their own food. They cannot go out and then collect some grains or some fruits and eat. They are sitting in the nest, baby birds, small baby birds. Then the mother bird should go out, get some food, and feed that food. The baby bird will just open its small beak. Have you seen the picture? They open the small beak like this, and mother bird will just put all the food inside the mouth of that baby bird. I don't have the picture to show you. So I want to be dependent on you like that baby bird depends on the mother bird. We are completely dependent on the Lord. We cannot even breathe without the Lord providing air to us. We cannot eat without the Lord providing food to us. We cannot, live without the Lord providing this bhumi, land for us. Right? Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhumi rapo nalo vayu khammano buddhirevacha ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakritirashthada. Means earth, water, fire, air, ether. All these are the energies of the Lord. They're the separated energies of the Lord. So the Lord has created all these material elements for our survival, right? Our body is also made of that. So you cannot, now this is summertime, you cannot survive without water, right? You need water. Without water, we'll become dehydrated. So we are constantly dependent on the Lord. Vrtrasura is describing that dependence that one has on the Lord and says that, oh Lord, I am dependent on you like a baby bird depends on the mother bird. Most problems in this material world experienced by all the conditioned souls are because of their independent mentality. They think themselves independent. Yeah, I'm not dependent on anybody. God, who is God? I am God. They think like that. With my own strength, I'm able to earn my money. I'm able to earn my livelihood. Why should I depend on anybody? So this is the typical mentality of an average conditioned soul who has ego, false ego. Right? Everybody may not be like very, very egoistic, but everybody has some ego. Most of the conditioned souls in this world. So out of ego, they think they are the controllers, they are the enjoyers, they are the doers, they are the proprietors, they are the masters. They're independent. But we are not the independent enjoyers. So Vrtrasura is very beautifully giving this example, saying that, oh Lord, I want to depend on you like a baby bird depends on the mother bird. But Vrtrasura thought in a devotional context. Of course, technically speaking, we are all dependent on the Lord. but but we also are given some little independence, minute independence, little free will. Swecha. Krishna is supremely independent. We are given some minute independence. With that minute independence, we can desire something, we can work for something, we can aspire for something, we can do something, we can think of something. If that little minute independence is also taken away from us, we are not living beings. We are machines. We don't want to be machines. And the Lord doesn't want to accept service from machines or robots. The Lord gives us independence. With that minute independence, if we use that minute independence to serve the Lord, then the Lord is very, very eager to accept such a voluntary service, heartfelt service that came right from our hearts. Right? So the Lord wants to accept that voluntary service. And Vrtrasura said that in the first uh, comparison that I have given, example that I have given, the baby bird is dependent on mother bird, but the baby bird is not approaching the mother bird. It is the mother bird who is approaching the baby bird and feeding the bird. The Lord is anyways giving us earth, water, fire, ether for our survival. He's giving the sun and moon. He says, Prabhasmi Shashi Suryayoho Rasoham Apsu Kaunteya. I am the taste of the water. I am the fragrance of the earth. I am the heat and the light of the sun and moon. Right? So the Lord is voluntarily arranging so many things for us. And we are just dependent on the Lord's nature. But here Visrasur says that I want to be like one step ahead. I want to go to the next level where I voluntarily approach the Lord. with service attitude. So with this mode he says, Stanyam yathavat sarata kshudartah. Stanyam yatha. Stanyam is udder of a cow. Vatsataraha kshudartaha. Vatsa means our calf. When a calf is very hungry, kshudartaha, then the calf runs towards the mother cow to drink her milk. Stanyam. Stanyam is the milk udder of the cow. So just as calf run towards the cow to drink her milk, when the calf is hungry, calf runs towards the cow to drink the milk. Similarly, O Lord, I also want to run towards you for your mercy. I don't want to be sitting like the baby bird in the nest and waiting for the mother bird to come and feed me. Yes, I'm dependent on you, I accept that. But I also want to put some effort to come to your lotus feet and grab your mercy. So we should also do some we should also put some effort to approach the Lord uh, to receive that mercy. We cannot just sit there, oh Lord, please come and give me mercy. We should also try to approach the Lord to receive that mercy. But Vrtrasura thought that even this example is also not complete. I need to give a much better example. In the third line, Vrtrasura gave another example. You know what is that? Priyam priyeva vyushitam vishanna. Priyam priyeva means like a wife waits for the husband to come home and she then renders all services to the wife, to the husband. For example, the husband goes out for work, working husband, he goes out for work and then he, throughout the day, he works, earns livelihood and comes back. And then wife prepares some food and is eager to serve the husband, right? So just as wife renders service to the husband, I want to render service to you also. Not that Madhurya Rasa is speaking, but in general. The main point that Vrtrasura wants to make through this example is the baby birds are not even approaching the mother bird. Mother bird is coming to the baby bird. Second, the calf is approaching the mother cow, but the calf is not doing any service. The calf is only taking milk from the mother, but the calf is not doing any seva. But the wife is doing some service to the husband. Therefore, my dear Lord, I also want to do some service to you. Let me be like this Priya, this lover waiting for the beloved to render some service. That is the comparison he has given. Hmm. So all three are very wonderful examples. In this first example, dependence is highlighted. We are all dependent on the Lord. In the second example, approach is highlighted. We must approach the Lord. We can't just wait for the Lord only to come. We should also put some effort. Then third, service is highlighted. Uh, so let me just write this. First example, dependence on the Lord is highlighted. Uh, Second, approach. We have to approach the Lord. Third, we have to serve the Lord also. Then Mano Aravindaksha Didrkshati Tvam. Oh, my dear Lord, Aravindaksha. Aravindaksha means mm, Arvindaksha means lotus-eyed Lord. Didrkshate Tvam. I am very, very eager to see. Mano means my mind is very much longing to see your beautiful form. So bestow some mercy upon me. This is the second prayer. Let's go to the third prayer. I'm sorry, third prayer I have completed now. I'll go to the fourth prayer now, last prayer. ममोत्तमश्लोकजनेषु सख्यं संसारचक्रे भ्रमतः स्वकर्मभिः त्वन्माययात्मात्मजदारगेः श्वासक्तचित्तस्य न नाथ भूयात्. ममोत्तमश्लोकजनेषु सख्यं. Actually, when Vrtrasura, in the third prayer, when he said, "Oh Lord, I want to serve you like a lover serves the beloved, or the wife serves the husband," means he is like aspiring for something very intimate with the Lord. Then he thought, am I qualified for it? Can I ask for that now? No, no, no. I need to ask something more general, more basic, much simple. So with that mood, Vrtrasura said, Mamottama shloka janeshu sakhyam. He says, Oh Lord, I want sakhyam. Sakhyam. Who's sakhyam? Sakhyam means friendship. So I want the friendship of Uttama Shloka Janeshu. Uttama Shloka. Shloka means verse. You know that. A piece of poetry. Uttama Shloka means best poetry. So the Lord has so many names. One of the names of the Lord is Uttama Shloka. Mhm. Uttama Shloka means the Lord who is glorified in the choicest poetry. Uttama Shloka. Janiyashu Sakhyam. I want uh, the association or friendship with devotees who are dedicated to you. Uttama Shloka refers to the Lord. Uttama Shloka Jana means the devotees of the Lord. Jana means people, people who are dedicated to that Uttama Shloka. I just want the friendship, divine friendship of those devotees who are dedicated to you, Mama. Samsara chakre bhramatah swakarmabhihi. Samsara chakra, I am wandering in the samsara chakra, in the cycle of birth and death. Bhramataha means I am wandering. Swakarmabhi, why am I wandering? Because of my own karmas. Because of so many fruitive activities that I have done, because of so much of fruitive baggage, I am just wandering in this material existence. Tvanmaya yatmatmajadaragehishu. Tvanmaya. Why am I getting involved in karma? And why, because of that karma, I am wandering in this material existence? The reason is Maya. I am affected by your Maya. Because of your illusory energy, Maya. You know what I am thinking now? Atma. Atma generally refers to soul. But in some contexts, Atma also refers to the body, depending on the context. So he says, because of your Maya, I am too much into Atma, bodily conception. Atmaja means one who is born out of body, which is children. Dara means wife, spouse. Geha means house. Asakta chittasyam, my chitta, my consciousness is too much asakta, engrossed in thoughts of home, wife, children, body, etc. All because of your Maya. Your Maya makes me overly get attached to body, bodily relatives or children, and wife, and home, and many other household facilities or paraphernalia. And that's how I'm too much caught up in the karma, karmic activities, karmic cycle. And samsara chakra, I'm wandering in the samsara chakra. So to come out of this, Nanatha Bhuyatma, Lord, to just be liberated from this material entanglement, I want Uttama Shloka Janeshu Sakyam. I want the friendship of your devotees. This is the prayer of Vrtrasura. In the concluding prayer, we see that it is the friendship or deep relationship with devotees that helps us come out of Maya. When there is Maya, too much of Maya, we don't want to connect with anything spiritual. But it is the association of devotees, inspiration given by the devotees that takes us out of that Maya. You remember in the first sloka we discussed Dasanudaso Bhavitasmi Bhuyaha. We forgot that we are Dasanudasa. Who reminds us that we are Dasanudas? Who reminds us that we are servants of the Lord? Devotees remind us. So, in the association of devotees, there is profuse opportunity to perform service to Krishna, to worship the Lord, to hear about the Lord, to chant his names. The inspiration to chant Krishna's names, the inspiration to hear Krishna's glories, the inspiration to serve Krishna and worship Krishna comes from the devotees of the Lord. Therefore, we need to have close friendships with the devotees. We may not be very close with all the devotees, at least we should have some uh, close friends amongst the devotee circles who inspire us to take shelter of Krishna nicely. Friendship amongst devotees is not just hanging around, chit chatting, doing some prajalpa, or doing some gossip, or discussing the current material subjects. That's not the thing. Sometimes even struggling sadhakas do get engrossed in these kinds of topics. Although they are doing sadhana bhakti, sometimes what they discuss amongst themselves may not be purely spiritual. Mm. But we need to prioritize having some spiritual discussions, heartfelt spiritual discussions with other devotees. Mm. If there are no mm, spiritual discussions amongst the devotee circles, then what is the difference between material association and spiritual association? The very fact that devotee association has Krishna Katha, uh, it takes us closer to Krishna. So when we discuss with other devotees some Krishna conscious subject matters, of course, for all practical purposes, we may have to discuss about some service. While living in this world, we may have to discuss something about how to survive in this world. That discussions can be there as a matter of necessity. But majority of our discussions must be Krishna centric. That's what Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita. I'm not saying 10th canto, 10th chapter Bhagavad Gita. What did Krishna say? 10th chapter, ninth shloka. He said that bodhayantaha parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha mच्चित्ता मद्गत प्राणा बोधयन्तः परस्परं कथयन्तश्च मां नित्यं तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च मच्चित्ता means my devotees offer my chitta consciousness to me. Madgata prana, they dedicate their lives completely to me. Just like Vrtrasura said in this shloka, right? In the first prayer, what did Vrtrasura say? He said, Aham hare tava padaika moola dasanudaso bhavitasmi bhuyah manah smareta asupater gunamste. You are Asupati. Means you are the master of my life. Similarly, in the Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says that Matchitta Madgata Prana. Prana means prana and also both are same. The devotees are those people who have dedicated their lives to the Lord. And what do? Bodhayantaha parasparam. They enlighten each other. They teach each other about Krishna. So they discuss about Krishna's Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. They discuss about Krishna's holy name, the power of Krishna's holy name. They discuss about Krishna's pastimes. They discuss about Krishna's qualities. Krishna has so many qualities. He's very compassionate. He's very grateful. He's very beautiful. There are so many physical attributes of Krishna. The external physical beauty of Krishna is divine and spiritual, and the internal qualities of Krishna, they also are very sweet to discuss about, right? So devotees constantly engross their minds in meditating on these qualities. Mm. Ramanujacharya said, he was explaining this shloka, Manmana bhavamad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru, where the word manmana means to always think of Krishna. To always think of Krishna means to immerse our mind in seven oceans of Krishna. मयि अपार कारुण्य सौशील्य सौंदर्य माधुर्य औदार्य वात्सल्य गांभीर्य औदार्य जलधौ निविष्टमना भव. मयि अपार कारुण्य सौशील्य सौंदर्य माधुर्य गांभीर्य औदार्य वात्सल्य जलधौ निविष्टमना भव means manmana, to always think of Krishna means to immerse our minds in remembering Krishna's qualities like compassion, his beauty, his sweetness, his mm, gravity, and his affection, his magnanimity. So when we meditate on these qualities, when you think of all these wonderful qualities, you can be more Krishna conscious, right? And the devotee association must facilitate this. Bodhayantaha parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam. On a regular basis, every day, not once in a while. Every day, let's discuss about Krishna. In fact, Bhagavatam says that Vina Harer Guna Piyushapanat means mold your lives in such a way that without hearing, without drinking the nectar of Lord Hari's qualities, you become restless. You feel something is lacking in your life, right? You feel, oh, my day is not complete. What am I doing? I'm not hearing Krishna Katha. I'm not hearing Hari Katha. Oh, I think I have wasted my day. This is how we should feel. We should feel uh, some something is missing in our lives if you don't hear Krishna Katha. Say, for example, you are separated from a beloved. Like, say you have relocated from one place to another place. You are missing all your friends there, or you are accustomed to eating one favorite food item every day in your meal, but some reason it's not available that day. You miss that item, right? So just as we miss food, we miss friends, we miss places, we miss some certain habits. Like for example, every day somebody is accustomed to watching a movie on the YouTube. So one day they could not watch. So they are missing the movie. Oh, this is my movie time. This is my serial time. Some people are addicted to serials, TV serials. So one day if they don't see an episode, they feel, no, I'm losing something in life. Mhm. So just as conditioned souls, materialistic people miss material enjoyment, sense objects in their lives, similarly devotees miss Krishna in their lives, Krishna Katha in their lives. We should miss Krishna Katha. But if we don't hear Krishna Katha for 1 day or 2 days or 3 days or 10 days, and if it doesn't make any difference to us, there's something lacking in our sadhana. Daily we should hear Krishna Katha or read Bhagavatam. Somehow, some sound vibration in the form of book or in the form of some class, some katha, it should get into our hearts. So Krishna will enter our hearts through the sound vibration of Srimad Bhagavatam. You allow Krishna to enter your hearts either by reading Bhagavatam or hearing Bhagavatam or doing both. That's even better, right? So hear Krishna Katha, or you can read Bhagavatam, read Bhagavad Gita. That's how every day when we nourish our consciousness with Krishna conscious sound vibrations, then we can become sane and we can remain sane. Becoming sane is very difficult in this world, and after becoming sane, remaining sane is also very difficult. We need to maintain that sanity, that sanctity by hearing Krishna Katha regularly. And that Krishna Katha hearing is facilitated in the association of devotees. What is association of devotees? Association of devotees is a place where the river of Krishna Katha, Hari Katha is flowing constantly. The fifth canto of Bhagavatam says, very beautiful. Fifth canto says, Nayatra Vaikuntha Katha Sudhapaga, न साधवो भागवतास्तदाश्रय न यत्र यज्ञेश मखा महोत्सव सुरेश लोकोऽपि न वै सेव्यताम् न यत्र वैकुंठ कथा सुधापग. The place where Vaikuntha Katha, the place where Krishna Katha is not happening, it's not a place which is worthy of living. Na sadhavo bhagavataastadashrayaha, the place where the nectarian river of Krishna Katha is not flowing, the place where devotees who have taken shelter of that river are not staying, that place is not worth staying. You don't have to stay at that place. Which is a worthy place to stay? The place where the nectarian river of Krishna Katha is flowing, and devotees who are engrossed in that river, absorbed in that river, drowning in that river, are staying. That's the right place to stay. So we need to hear Harikatha. And in the association of devotees, Uttama Shloka Janeshu Sakhyam, we develop inspiration to dedicate our lives to Krishna. We develop some inspiration to serve Krishna. Because Katha or Shravanam inspires Seva. If you're only doing Seva, without doing Shravanam, sometimes we may forget, I'm serving so much, whom am I trying to please? We are trying to please Krishna. So we should hear about the person whom we are trying to serve. Otherwise, uh, we may just get caught up in so many ups and downs of that service. But when we are hearing about Krishna constantly, then you know what happens? Even if there are some difficulty in service, we pray to Krishna, we will not get frustrated. So difficulty will not lead to frustration when we sincerely hear Krishna Katha. The difficulty becomes another opportunity to absorb ourselves. For a devotee, difficulty is an opportunity to remember Krishna. Difficulty is an opportunity to absorb our minds in intense remembrance of Krishna and dependence on Krishna. Otherwise, if you are trying to do some work, and if there are some obstacles in that work, we get frustrated, we become angry, we become mm, we become angry with other people, we may shout, we may leave that place, or we may do so many things. But when there is a regular dose of Shravanam going into our ears, going into our hearts, even the difficulty we will perceive as mercy of Krishna. Krishna is giving me this difficulty or creating this obstacle to make me realize that I am not the doer. So instead of getting frustrated, we start depending on Krishna. Difficulty should increase our remembrance of Krishna, intensify our dependence of Krishna, mood of dependence. Otherwise, we may think we are the doer. If we are not hearing Krishna Katha regularly, if we are able to do service nicely, then we think we are the doers. And if we are unable to do service properly, then we get frustrated. But if we regularly hear about Krishna, when the service becomes successful, we give credit to Krishna. We accept it as Krishna's grace. But if the service, there are some failures in service, we accept it as Krishna's will. Oh, Krishna, I tried my best, but still it didn't work. Maybe you have some other plan. If you so desire, please clear this obstacle so that I can do this service. But if still you don't want me to, if you don't want to clear this obstacle, I will accept it. So this consciousness of doing the service properly comes by regularly hearing Krishna Katha. Otherwise, we'll forget the philosophy, we'll forget Krishna's glories. We'll be engrossed in the activity itself. And whether it's success or failure, we start identifying with it so much when there's no sufficient hearing of the Lord. Uh, So, this is about uh, the prayers of Vrtrasura and few more reflections on the prayers. Thank you very much. We'll conclude now. Hare Krishna.